Let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever noticed that the more you try to improve yourself, the worse you start to feel? Not in a dramatic way. Just a quiet tension. A constant sense that you should be doing more. Even when you're already tired. You read the books. You watch the videos. You optimize your habits. And instead of feeling lighter, you feel behind. This video isn't about motivation. It's about why trying to be better can quietly make you feel worse. Most people assume that discomfort during self-improvement is a sign of growth. But there's another possibility we rarely talk about. What if the discomfort isn't growth at all, but a signal that something deeper is being crossed? Not laziness. Not weakness. Something more human. Today, being better isn't just encouraged. It's expected. Better habits. Better focus. Better body. Better mindset. And quietly, improvement stops being a choice and starts feeling like a requirement to be acceptable. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The human nervous system didn't evolve for constant optimization. It evolved for safety. And when improvement feels endless, your body doesn't interpret it as progress. It interprets it as never being enough. Think about work for a moment. Someone decides they want to improve their career. They start learning more, pushing harder, saying yes more often. At first, it feels productive. But over time, something shifts. Rest starts to feel guilty. Stillness feels like falling behind. And improvement becomes a quiet form of pressure. At that point, growth stops being something you do and starts becoming something you're judged by. And the judge isn't your boss. It's inside you. That's why the idea that comfort is the enemy feels so heavy. Because comfort isn't the enemy. Meaningless comfort is. And discomfort without meaning doesn't build strength. It builds resentment. When discomfort is chosen, it can be powerful. When it's imposed, it becomes draining. Cold showers. Extreme routines. Constant challenges. They work only when they're connected to something that matters. Without that connection, your system pushes back. Your mind isn't trying to sabotage you. It's trying to protect continuity. Because rapid change threatens identity. And identity feels like survival. Here's the part no one warns you about. Improvement often requires you to outgrow a version of yourself that once kept you safe. And even if that version isn't helping anymore, letting go of it still feels like loss. This shows up in health all the time. Someone wants to get fit. They start strong. But consistency brings self-judgment. Miss one day, and it feels like failure. So the body learns that improvement equals shame. And eventually, avoidance feels safer. So improvement starts triggering anxiety instead of hope. Not because you're broken, but because your system learned that better means pressure. There's a hidden cost to always working on yourself. You stop experiencing your life. You only evaluate it. How am I doing? What should I fix? What's next? And eventually, that evaluation replaces experience. Life stops being lived, and starts being managed. At its worst, self-improvement quietly becomes self-rejection. Not openly. Subtly. I'll be okay once I fix this. I'll relax after I improve that. The present moment never qualifies. Here's the paradox. You don't improve because you dislike yourself. You improve when you feel safe enough to change. Safety comes before growth. Not after. So what actually helps? Not more pressure. Not harsher discipline. But changing the relationship you have with change itself. Instead of asking, how do I push myself harder? Try asking, what kind of change feels sustainable for who I am right now? That question changes everything. Slow growth doesn't feel impressive. But it feels safe. And safety allows consistency. Consistency creates real change. This is hard to accept because it contradicts modern self-help culture. We're taught that growth should hurt. That discomfort proves commitment. But pain without meaning doesn't build resilience. It builds resistance. Maybe the goal isn't to become better faster. Maybe it's to stop fighting yourself long enough to hear what you actually need. Trying to be better makes you feel worse. When improvement becomes a way to escape who you are. Growth works when it deepens self-understanding, not when it replaces it. If this idea resonated, you'll feel at home on this channel. We don't chase constant optimization here. We slow ideas down. So they can actually change how you live. Some of the ideas in this video echo themes explored in the comfort crisis. If you want to go deeper, you'll find a link below. It's a book worth reading slowly.